What I have in my hands is the Elgato Facecam Pro, which was released in 2022, which claims to be 4K 60 frames per second, which is really impressive for a webcam. And it has lots of features displayed on the box here, including true 4K 60, variable focus, pan, tilt, and zoom effects, Sony Starvis CMOS sensor, anti-reflective 8-element lens, and a 90-degree field of view. Now I'll explain all these specs and features later on in the video, but we're going to get a nice unboxing of this Elgato Facecam and have a little tutorial of their own studio that they have, which you can download for your computer, and it's super simple. Now let's get started with unboxing this. If you guys are excited for this, please like the video, subscribe, and comment on what is your favorite webcam if you have any, and if you have this yourself, and what are your thoughts on this. Getting a quick overview of the box, it says Facecam Pro. It claims it has true 4K 60, variable focus, Elgato AF lens. And then here are the features right here. And then it shows the contents of the box, which has a mount, the Facecam Pro itself, the USB-C, the USB-C cable, and a quick start guide. And on the back, it shows a little example of its use on top of a monitor, and the guy recording himself with the studio right there. So let's unbox this. So as we open this box up here, we can see two things. First being the quick start guide, which pretty much gives you a quick rundown on how to use the Facecam Pro, and also a link to which you can download their Camera Hub app, which helps you change a bunch of features on it. Next up is the rules and regulations, which nobody reads. Then as we open this up, it's the USB-C to USB-C port, which helps us to connect to whatever device we want to do, as well as the stand, which you can apply it anywhere on top of a computer. And if you have your own stand for Elgato Facecam Pro, then that works as well. All you have to do is screw it in, and it fits like a glove. And then the main course here, which is the Facecam Elgato Pro itself, which is surprisingly really lightweight. As we unravel this product right here, which I struggle to open. First things first, we can see there's air ports, air vents on the top, which helps it cool down, and there is the port for the USB-C. Very small and compact. There's also air vents at the bottom, and there's that screw which puts in the stand, and a reset button on the right, because you can reset it to factory settings. And there is the camera itself, which shows its specs on the right in small text. There is the logo on the side and on the front, and that will be it. So let's see and start this thing up. Now compared to its original, which only had 1080p 60 frames per second, and it could only have fixed focus, compared to the new one, which has variable focus, and it only had zoom, and only up to 82 degrees of field of view. Explaining what field of view is pretty much how much your camera can capture in a certain amount of degrees. So a wider degree of focus is better because it captures more of the background. And what I use currently is my iPhone 13, which can record up to 4K 60 frames per second. It has a lot of automated features that I really don't know too much about, if I'm going to be honest with you. But it seems like you can really customize this camera for the Facecam Pro. You can change the pan, the tilt, the zoom. You can change the focus mode, and with the studio, you can really customize it to whatever you like it to be.
As I connected the Facecam to my MacBook, confused about why nothing was happening, I realized it required the Camera Hub application, which I proceeded to download, and after restarting my MacBook. Finally seeing the light turn on from the camera, only showing my puzzled face, it confused me, as the only experience for recording was from my iPhone. The first thing I did notice was all the settings that were displayed on the left side. And right now I'm going to give a first time walkthrough with you guys with each setting, displaying its effects on the camera and my initial thoughts. In 3, 2, 1. For audio quality, I have to use my MacBook audio. But as you can see, this is what it looks like. Default settings for the Elgato Facecam Pro. As you saw before, this is my first time using a camera besides my iPhone, so just trying to configure everything was a little confusing for me. But all you have to do is simply put it on the mount, and just you can look at your output or outlet or whatever you're showing the studio on. As you can see, I'm looking at my computer. That's the Facecam right there. As I can see, by default, I mean, the lighting looks pretty decent. I mean, this is the only lighting that I have is the Ring camera, the Ring light that I have. If you wanted to change the zoom, you can, just like this. You have presets right here, which you can customize to your ability. And you also have focus. This is automatic focus. If I turn this off, I can change it. So center weighted, I can't change it while it's off. Focus, that's it. As you can see, the focus is all the way up. It can't really focus on my face. If I turn it all the way down, it's the same thing. Near, mid, a little better, far. If I put automatic, it seems to do really well automatically. If you just want to leave it like that, it's gonna focus on your face much more better. And you can also change it to spot a specific portion of the screen. But you know, if you're streaming, you're going to be in the center. So center weighted seems perfectly fine. Picture, contrast, this pretty much changes the sharpness of your image. 50% looks just fine. This looks too dark. This looks a little too foggy right here. So I'll keep it at 50%. And saturation, what's the hues of the light? This looks more black and white. This looks more orange. Honestly, my skin tone looks a little grayish right now. So I can increase the saturation a little bit. That looks a little more vibrant. And this right now is at 2160 FPS, which is really good. You can change it manually right here. If you want to take a screenshot, you can just tap this image right here. And you can put the grids on. That really boosts the quality of this studio right here, because you always want to have a balance of where you're recording. I usually like to keep it in the middle and have some background stuff right here to keep it entertaining. It's not just a blank canvas. And obviously my bookshelf right here, and you guys can see so much, and that's because of that 90-degree field of view. With my iPhone, you couldn't see as much, but now with the 90% field of view Elgato, you can see so much more of my room, a little bit more at least. Now we have exposure, which right now is 1/60s and ISO 214. If I would turn it off, you can change the shutter speed, which changes the brightness, I'm assuming. I do not know too much about shutter speed, if I'm gonna be real, but it seems like this affects the amount of shutters per second. So 1/60 seems really good. If I were to change it to automatic, it keeps it at 1/60. If ISO, if I try to change this, keep it up, that's gonna exchange the exposure of the light. Yeah, this is a little too dark, and I can even hear the camera moving as I change this. So let's keep it automatic, but I do want to change the shutter speed a bit more. This seems a little too dark. I don't know, automatic, it seems a little too dark, so I'm gonna keep it manual. Average, that doesn't change much. Spot, that doesn't change anything. And I'm sure it changes on the spot. You don't have to keep pushing automatic. It looks a little too dark for me, so I'm going to keep it like this. The lighting seems much more better on this. And processing, you cannot really affect this. And they have effects too as well. They have mirror. So this is what you guys usually see. So automatically my iPhone mirrors the image. So this is what it always looks like. What's going on, guys? So you can see me right here. Right here. You can flip it. You can mirror it. I like it mirrored because that's how I see my face in the mirror. And then you have prompter, which looks like it won't let you change that right now. That just took this thing off. You have settings right here. You can change this. But yeah, the studio looks really good. You can change and add an effect and change the lighting and do so many things simply within the studio right here. And you don't have to be super intellectual when it comes to camera settings and stuff. It seems like it's really simple. It's just a gradient bar. You can move left and right. But right now, I really like this camera. It's 4K. Same as my iPhone, but the lighting seems so much better compared to my iPhone, because you can't really change the manual settings such as shutter speed, ISO, white balance, and stuff like that directly through your iPhone unless you have to use an editor or something like that. But right off the bat, this looks really high quality. It can capture my hand really well. It has the grids right there, which is really good. And you can connect this to a lot of certain things. It doesn't have to be your MacBook computer, but all I need right now is a good microphone for my MacBook, for Elgato, and this thing will be perfect. Right now, for a webcam, $300, you have to really consider if you're gonna invest into this or want to save up a little more to have a starter camera, such as a Canon. $300 for a camera sounds expensive, but for this as a starter camera, I can really see that being an option for me. I might keep this for future videos, recording my own iPhone. Examples such as this. But yeah, this looks really good as a starter camera. You can change the settings right then and there if you want to wait a little bit more to have a starter camera, or if you're happy with just a webcam that can be as a multitask for a starter camera, and that's completely fine and viable as well. So the installation process was a breeze. All I had to do is follow the instructions that are provided on the manual that they give, which shows little images that you simply just have to follow to install the top, which I used to put it on my MacBook Pro. And I showed you how to use the Camera Hub app, which they provide a link for as well. So you can use that to your advantage to edit and change all the different effects. For some reason, it was 10 frames per second for me. I don't know how to change that. I just started using the app. So if you guys know any tips or tricks on that, please send it and share it in the comments below. My thoughts on the Facecam Pro is that for its price of $300, it is a bit expensive for a face cam, but since it runs 4K 60 FPS, you can definitely use this as a starter camera for your recording, especially for streaming. If you're going to start streaming, there's not a lot of webcams that can do 4K 60 frames per second. And it's very versatile with how they implement software that you can use on the go on any software such as a laptop or computer, where you can simply download their Camera Hub app as well as their OBS app, which I showed really quickly previously on how you can stream and record simultaneously. But overall, I really like this Facecam. It's going to take a lot of practice for me to get used to it and to use it super practically, and to the point that I can just start it up and have the settings pre-saved so I don't have to continue to tweak it and spend 15-20 minutes trying to change the settings to what I like. Me, I just started recording last year with my iPhone 13, what I'm using right now, to show this very recording of me talking to a microphone. So me upgrading from that to a 4K camera, technically, which is a webcam camera, is a big jump for me. Someone who's more professional and has years of experience of photography, videography, I'm sure they will know a lot of more different viable options. For me, I'm going to keep this until further down the road I can get a starter camera such as a Canon. So it's really up to you if you want to invest in this camera. For simple YouTube recording videos for me that do tech review, I like to use this camera. If you're more into videography, photography, you should probably invest and wait until you get a starter camera such as a Canon. Thank you guys for watching. You have a great day.